Coach, did you like the shot from D'Anthony in the corner late?
Yeah, I like the shot from him. Tyrese obviously had a wide open shot as well. We were 13 for 47 from the three-point line, and I would say 40 of them were really good looks, and so it's a make-miss game in that way. You make some of those, their defense loosens up, and basketball becomes easier.
Doc, with about 1:45 left, that was when Paul Reed came in the game next to Montrez, and Toppin hits the three, and that's kind of where things spiraled.
Yeah.
What was your goal having both of them on the floor?
Just rebounding in size. We went over to play. Toppin had just made a three on Trez to play before. We told our guys not to get sucked in. We did. And I thought we still could have got out there. We don't go out to touch. And the guy, give him credit. He's making shots right now. And we gave them both up. I thought the biggest plays were those 2 threes, and then the turnover in the backcourt trying to get the ball. I think Quigley, accounted for 4 or 5 turnovers with us just getting the ball in bounds, which with our guards, that should never happen.
What went into the decision to start Trez, and what do you think of his game tonight?
Trez played great. He was good. Paul Reed was good. So I was happy overall with our 5 play. Very happy with that.
Doc, what changed the most with the offense between the third and fourth quarter? It seemed to be kind of different. How?
Well, they went small and they started switching everything, and we stopped attacking. We stopped trusting. I thought we did a great job of drawing and kicking. They're a help defensive team. We did that for 3 quarters. In the fourth quarter, I thought we held on, tried to hold on to the game and hold on to the ball, and it cost us. End of games, you need closers. You really do, and that's where the Joel and the Hardens come into play. When you don't have them, you have to try to make plays, and that's basically what we were doing.
Speaking of Joel, he did warm up tonight. Did you expect that he was going to play?
We didn't know. Honestly, we didn't know. I was 50-50 watching him and shoot around. I thought he was really struggling. He went through 25% of shoot around this morning. You can see wasn't feeling great. Showed up, went out on the floor, got shots, and just felt bad. And the way we look at it, we have next 2 days off, with practice, and now we can ramp them up and get them back. So I thought, obviously we want to win the game, right? And putting them on the floor would obviously help us. But we got to also think of the long game as well. And so I thought it was the right decision not to play him.
We talked before the game about how defenses might play Tyrese a little bit different during the stretch. Now, obviously, Joel will eventually come back, and it won't be him as the number 1 option. But just what would you think of his?
I thought it was a hit and miss overall. I thought Tyrese handled it well. I thought we forced a lot of shots down the stretch, which I didn't like. I thought our draw and kick game for 3 quarters was so good, and we just never could get back into it, even though we were trying to. So I think he'll watch this game. There's several things he'll see that he has to do better and can do. The great thing with him is he watches, he learns, he's a quick learner, and he'll need to be in this stretch.
Yeah, I guess from what you've seen out of Joel with the foot and needing to ramp up conditioning from that, do you anticipate that there will be a kind of more needed conditioning ramping up with the?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough for him to condition when you have a foot. You know what I'm saying? So we do have things, with the pool and the Ultra G, which, you can run with no weight-bearing stuff. But first he has to get healthy enough to breathe from the flu so he can get back to running, And so that's why we just have to be very careful in this stretch coming up. Again, we got to think about the long game.
Were you encouraged by at least Tobias just being able to not only score, but he made a few playmaking plays as well?
Yeah.
With his passing.
I thought Tobias played great tonight. I thought he played quick decision, went downhill a lot. Very happy how he played overall. I really was.
You obviously had to go deep into your bench tonight, just given the circumstances. What is that like when you're trying to tinker with and experiment with lineups that obviously haven't seen before?
Right, we thought maybe House and we thought Joel, and then both were very late scratches. And so now you're just trying to piecemeal the team together. What do we have, 11 on the bench tonight? And I thought overall, listen, our effort was great tonight. Our execution has to be better. Got to take care of the ball down the stretch. We had several turnovers down the stretch. Didn't get out the 3-point shooters. But overall, from a coaching standpoint, you love the effort. You'll take the effort every time.
We saw defensively
Last one, guy.
some variety with zones, some look.
Yeah.
What went into that, and do you expect more?
Well, without Joel, we had to keep mixing our defenses up. I mean, they had a lot of the talented guys on the floor. I thought the zone was really good tonight. I thought our trapping was really good tonight. I didn't like down the stretch. They went downhill a couple times, and we should have been up, and we were not. And I thought those baskets were costly.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Questions? Anthony, with James being out for a few weeks at least here, I guess how do you see your role changing in that time?
I mean, I feel like my role is not going to change too much. You know, just go out there, play with energy, affect the game on both ends. Probably see an increase in minutes, but other than that, just continue to play with, the way I play.
Did you like the look you got at the end of the game?
Yeah, I feel like it was a good look for me. I mean, results is results. If I make it, it's all fine and dandy. If I miss, where we're at. So, I'll live. I understand where, we went wrong on that. So.
Yeah. What do you feel like were the biggest differences down the stretch of that one?
Just execution. I mean, we got to continue to get stops, fouling, stuff like that. It's the first time this group kind of has played, this type minutes with these guys being out. So, stuff like that, we just got to keep building chemistry and keep getting better.
Do you feel like even in a loss, I don't want to say moral victories, but like you did get that first experience playing together, and obviously Joe will come back at some point, but still kind of getting that starting point at least of how you guys are going to have to play the next few weeks?
We felt like this was definitely a winnable game, no matter who we had out there. So I wouldn't say necessarily moral victory, but, it's always good just to go out there and build chemistry and stuff like that. But, this is one we definitely feel like we should have had.
You had 9 assists tonight. Do you think playmaking is going to be part of your game that is going to develop? We might see a little bit more now, especially with James out for the next month or so.
Definitely, especially with the guys we got on this team. We got a lot of shooters on this team, especially getting Tobias and Matisse and Tyrese and transition and stuff like that. Just continue to kick it up and get the ball moving. I feel like that's my job.
As someone who gets a lot of deflections and steals, what have you seen from Paul Reed on that side of the ball? He had 6 steals tonight and a couple blocks.
I mean, Paul, he's active. You know what I mean? He has great hands. He has good timing when he's coming from the weak side for blocks and stuff like that. So, Paul Reed, he's going to be good. Just keep understanding what we need and go out there and just continue to play with energy.
Other than just his speed, what are the main things you've picked up about Tyrese and how to be effective next time?
I mean, the kid can score. I think we all knew that. But just think the way he scores, and, he's so shifty and crafty and getting to the basket and getting fouls and causing havoc. So, I think it's things we also all knew about Tyrese, too.
You mentioned not getting enough stops down the stretch. What needs to get tightened up defensively, or were they attacking a different way just in those final minutes, or just how do you assess that?
Just fouls. We just got to, cut down on, fouls late game. Honestly, that's probably about it.
Do you think there becomes a little complacency? Because it seems like there are times when the ball moves really well, and then late in the game it doesn't. The execution was really good in the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, it wasn't. You guys weren't able to get stops. Why does that keep happening over and over?
I'm not sure, honestly. That's type of stuff. We've had a lot of different lineups this year, and it just comes with playing with each other. So that type of stuff will happen. We're not too worried 10 games into the season, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's a recurring theme, but we'll get better at closing games, and that's what happens when the season goes on.
Thanks, Steve.
I guess with James going to be out for the next month, you've sacrificed a lot, I would say, over the first couple of weeks here or whatever. Are you does Doc talked about maybe that you're going to have the ball more, you're going to have a bigger role offensively?
I think obviously losing a key player for however long. There's just going to be more distribution for anybody who's out there or anybody filling the spot. So, for me, it's just if the opportunity is presented for more play calls or more actions with the basketball in my hands, then I'm gonna embrace the challenge and be ready for it. I think you saw some of that tonight, and I think that's the way it's going to be going forward. So I'm excited for that, and I've been ready for it. And we just gotta. Tonight's a tough one because I thought for majority of the game we did a very good job of getting that ball hopping and creating some good looks off of their help defense and just playing at a really good pace. So it's tough that we weren't able to come out with a victory.
To that point, Tobias, what do you think happened between third quarter you guys are in a good flow, and then fourth quarter there's a lot of stagnant, ISO ball, whatever. So what happened?
Yeah, I think to the fourth quarter there, where they started cutting back into the lead. At one point it was like 7 points. Then myself, Tyrese, we get in the game, and we just weren't able to get enough quality stops to get out and run. And I think that's where it started first. Because, even in the first half, I thought in the first quarter, like, we were getting good looks because we were getting stops. We weren't making that many looks, but we were getting enough stops to get out in transition and create some flow. I thought when we got back in the game in the fourth quarter, we didn't do a good job of getting as many stops as we needed to win that game. And we had different lineups out there. I think for us, obviously with James out, Joel out, it was one of those things where we really didn't know what we needed to get into to get some quality looks on the offensive end. And I think when I watch the film and when we watch the film tomorrow, we'll see that different ways that we could have been better out there. We had small ball lineups, which means that somebody's got to roll, and those are just all things that happen over the course of the game so quick. But we could have been a lot better with those things.